Hi, how are you going?
Perfect, and you?
I'm good. I'm very good. I recently had an experience where I smoked DMT,
All right.
and it was 6 months ago, and I had no idea what I was actually doing. A friend of mine said, "Just trust me, you'll have the best experience of your life."
And was your friend correct?
No.
Oh, all right.
It was for the first part of it, had the worst experience of my life.
Define
Terror.
terror.
Absolute.
That sounds exciting.
It was, I guess, a version of that.
All right. What was terrifying? What specifically frightened you?
I experienced my own death a number of times.
Isn't that exciting?
I don't know.
Do you fear death now, that you now have died and are still alive? Did you lose your fear of death by going through that death so many times?
When I first came out of the DMT, no.
But now?
I couldn't make sense of anything.
But now,
No.
you have not lost your fear of death. Do you fear to die?
I don't think I do anymore, no.
Well, that's what I said. And you said no.
But when I've come back here, I've experienced my mind is foggy. I have lost direction.
That is not because of the DMT.
What is that from?
It is from what you were afraid to face about yourself during the experience, and still to some degree hesitate to incorporate and integrate within your understanding of your total being. Because you see, the DMT does not last in your body. It is automatically and immediately absorbed because it is a natural element produced by your pineal gland all the time. In fact, it's the reason why you dream and go to other dimensions of reality. But being given that same experience to such a strong degree before you were really ready to understand what was happening didn't allow you to integrate the experience in an appropriate way. But the DMT itself, in that sense, didn't cause it. It simply opened up a doorway that was in some ways more than you believed you were capable of handling about the recognitions that were coming to you during that experience. But you are all right.
So there's no permanent damage, nothing?
No.
Like that.
It's all about the resonances, like the ringing and the echo of a bell once rung, that you are simply experiencing now because that bell was very loud and you're still experiencing some of the echoes of what that bell put you in touch with. And you need to face those aspects of your consciousness and integrate those beliefs within yourself about your relationship to life, to death, and to yourself, and to your creative powers. Are you acting on your highest excitement in life? Hesitation usually means no.
Yes.
Are you just agreeing with me, or are you answering yes?
No, I had a business that I was wanting to be my higher excitement, but a partnership didn't work out.
All right, and now what are you doing?
Well, I'm in confusion, period.
And again, very exciting. But again, remember, when we talk about the idea of following your excitement, we don't necessarily mean it has to come immediately in the form of a lifelong project, a job, or a career. We simply mean at any given moment you have things that make themselves available to you that contain more excitement than something else and the ability to act upon them. That's all you need to do, is continue to do that. If you cannot see something that spans many years, at least act on what excites you the most in the next moment. And the next moment after that, and the next moment after that, and the next moment after that. And that's all you have to do to get back on track. And that excitement, like a thread, will lead you to more and more excitement that can eventually expand into something that can fill more time in your life. But you have to take some action. You have to take some steps. What is your trepidation?
Well, I guess it's some of my internal belief systems.
About what?
Well, I first of all realized I was hanging on to stories instead of facing a fear that I'm scared to do what I really wanted to do.
All right. Well, thank you for that realization. And now that you've had that realization, are you still scared to be your true self and take action on your highest excitement? It's all right to say yes if you are.
Well, the thing is, I get confused over whether that is my highest excitement.
But you see, all you have to do is take some action on that direction. And if it really isn't representative of your highest excitement, it will show you very clearly that it is not. Remember that sometimes on your planet, people gain great clarity about who they are by actually taking a step in the direction of who they are not. So they can make the comparison and know for certain that that's who they are not, and thus then paint a clearer picture of who they are. So it all works out in the end anyway. If you treat it that way, if you approach it that way, it will all serve you. Because remember, excitement is the organizing principle in your life as well as the driving engine of your life. So even if there are things that seem exciting and they turn out not to be, or they could be exciting, but it's not the one you need to act on at this particular moment, the circumstances of taking that action will turn around in such a way as to show you what direction to move in if you're willing and open to use that experience in that way and define it as part of your path instead of an interruption in it or somehow a dead end. Make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Are you willing to use it that way?
Yes, I am.
Then we thank you.
And
you will apply your experience in that sense in a more positive way.
Yeah, thank you. I have, my girlfriend is here also, and she's having a lot of trouble sleeping.
Oh, all right.
And I'd like
Maybe she is sleeping at an incorrect and inappropriate time for her biocycle. Many people on your planet do force themselves to be awake when they ought to be asleep and be asleep when they ought to be awake. Sometimes there is a more natural cycle than the one that society has imposed upon you. And if you are following your highest excitement and doing the things that are truly representative of your creativity, your natural cycle can reveal itself to you. And then you can find out when exactly it is that you require sleep and when exactly it is that you are required to be awake.
Is there anything else? She's in this room.
Yes.
Do you feel there's anything else that she, besides finding that rhythm?
Is there anything else? We are asking her.
What if I have bad dreams, like I deal with bad dreams?
Define bad dreams.
I just wake up with a lot of fear.
So you are afraid to sleep.
I guess on some level I am.
All right. I can guarantee you this. Nothing in that will harm you. All you need to do is ask for assistance with this, but you must also be willing to face what it is the dream is attempting to tell you about the fears you're holding on to that don't serve you. You understand? Are you willing to do that?
Yeah.
Are you willing to act on your highest joy in life without fear? Or are you afraid that if you actually allow yourself to be who you wish to be, that something dreadful will happen to you? Oh, that was a heavy question.
I want to be my highest self.
Will you like to come up and talk about this?
Hi.
And so, what do you fear about being yourself? What do you fear? What is the worst thing you fear will happen? You see, this is one way to get a handle on your fear, is not keep it down, not suppress it, but actually give it full rein. Use your imagination. Let it go all the way. What is the worst possible thing, the most fearful thing you imagine might happen if you truly allowed yourself to be who you wish to be? Go ahead. What's the worst thing that might happen? Come on, use your imagination.
Rejection.
Rejection by whom?
I don't even know.
If you don't even know, then why do you care?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't even know, why do you care? But perhaps you do know. Are you fibbing?
No.
Oh, all right.
I just...
Then rejection by whom?
Maybe the people I love most.
Maybe the people you love most. If you love these people the most, and they choose to behave in a manner that expresses the idea of rejection, do you not understand that that rejection is just a projection on their part of the parts of themselves they do not love? That
Yeah.
they see reflected in you.
Yeah.
You see, when individuals truly be themselves, sometimes when they reflect that true self to individuals who are afraid to be them true selves, those individuals will resent it. They'll resent having their face put in that idea. And thus then they will reject you to keep themselves safe. So you can have compassion for them if they reject you, because you can understand the rejection is a projection to keep you away so that they are not forced to face their own fears. But if you know that, then you can simply have compassion for them.
Right.
Do you understand the difference?
Yeah.
This is how to label these things in such a manner that works for you.
Okay.
Does this help?
Yes, it does.
In understanding this, do you feel a little bit more inclined to be your true self?
Yes. What are some ways I can really get there quicker and faster and tap into
By
that?
being your true self every moment that you can. By acting on your highest excitement every moment that you can. By acting on it to the best of your ability and taking it as far as you can with absolutely no expectation of how it should result.
Right. No.
Just because that's the vibration you prefer is the only reason to act on your highest joy. Not because of what you think it will get you.
Right.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So if you just do that every day, every moment of every day, you'll be doing exactly what you need to do, and there's nothing else you need to do. That's it. It's that simple. To be your true self, all you have to do is take the action on the things that contain the vibration of your true self. That's called excitement, passion, joy, love, creativity.
And what if at the moment you're confused?
Then
with
you're
the things
confused.
you
Enjoy
love?
your confusion.
Right.
Label it as something positive. Remember, co-fusion. You're connecting, you're exploring, you're examining different, apparently opposite or incompatible ideas, but that's all right. That's an exploration unto itself. You're defining yourself, you're guiding yourself. It's an opportunity to redefine yourself. And isn't that a positive thing?
Yes.
Then the sooner you define that confusion in a positive way, you won't experience it as confusion. You'll experience it as co-fusion. In the same way we said, the sooner you define the idea of going inside in a positive way, you won't experience it as depression, you'll experience it as compression, a very natural creative state. You just have to start using your imagination to define these things in a way that works for you instead of continuing to accept other people's definitions for things that don't work for you. You understand?
Yeah.
Does this help you?
Yes.
Do you feel freer in this conversation?
Yeah.
Well, the only thing that's changed is the definitions.
Right.
So when you change your definitions to ones that are more aligned with your true self, you will feel freer and you'll know how to behave and you'll know how to act and you will take action on those things that allow you to feel more free, that are expressions of your freedom. And it won't matter what anyone else thinks, because you will understand that if you are really doing the best you can, and if you're really staying aligned with your highest vibration out of unconditional love for yourself, then you will be acting as an example for others. And if they reject you, it's just an opportunity for them to be as strong, be as brave, be as courageous, and see in you an example to get in touch with those things within themselves that could also allow them to experience a life of joy as you also have chosen. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that's the most loving thing you can do for them.
Got it.
Does that help you?
Yes. Thank you.
Then sweet dreams to you.
Thank you.
At this timing, we will allow you to take a very short break. We will resume this transmission to guide you through a meditation with your holotope experience.
Good to you. Going back to the questions about dreams.
Yes.
I've been experiencing very vivid dreams most of my life.
Yes.
Very picturesque, very much details, and I remember.
All
them.
right. How exciting.
I know. I love it. I think that's great. Recently, I would say probably in the past couple of years, I've been experiencing very similar dreams, but there's always one particular, call it sidekick, element, person, creature. I'm not really sure.
Yes.
That whereas everything is clear, it's always very cloudy, very foggy.
Yes.
I feel connected to it.
Yes.
I feel a relationship with this particular
Yes.
creature.
Yes.
But I'm never able to visualize it. It will slowly let me see some parts of it, but I can
Yes.
never get a clear image of it.
And what makes you think there's something wrong with that process?
Well, I guess I don't think there's something wrong per se, but I'm just curious to maybe know, am I holding myself back
No.
in the understanding
No.
of it?
No.
Okay.
You're being given as much as is appropriate to give to you, as much as you need to know at any given moment. It'll keep going. It'll keep expanding. It'll get clearer. You have to trust the timing.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Yes?
Perfect. Makes sense.
Anything else?
Yeah, sure. As far as it kind of sparked my interest when you started talking about the Mayans and I guess previous
The Maya.
culture, Maya. One of the questions I have is back in Italy, one of the major populations that is extinct now was the Etruscans.
Yes.
And there's in some of the I guess the records that we have, they do indicate interactions with extraterrestrials.
Yes. From time to time, they had them.
Okay, so I guess my question is, were they just exposed to extraterrestrials, or did they have any connections with it? Are they involved?
You all have connections, but yes, in terms of your classic idea of interactions in physical reality, now and then they experienced interactions and contact with different forms of extraterrestrials.
My next question is, before we fall asleep,
Yes.
can we ask to meet or together with the energy of our prior past lives? In other words, are there
They're
steps?
not prior. They exist right now, so of course you can connect.
Okay.
Everything exists right now. There's no such thing as the past. There's no such thing as the future. That's illusion. What you call past and future are simply different parallel realities that you consider to be the past or the future from your particular space-time perspective. But they all exist right now. That's why you can connect to them. If they actually were in the past, you'd never be able to do so.
Understood. And so that would tie in also with family members or friends that might have passed the veil.
Whomever.
Got it. Perfect. And then my next question is, if the goal is to raise or increase our vibration, will there ever come a time in this life, in which we can master the tuning of our frequencies, much like we would change the radio dial?
Yes.
Okay.
And many people on your planet can already do so. You already have certain kinds of teachers and masters who have that kind of control, do you not? Shamans and so on and so forth.
Okay. Yeah.
So yes, of course, the potential exists within all of you. And the secret is, you're all doing it all the time. It's not that you have to learn to do it. You have to learn to become more aware of the fact that you're already doing it. That's the secret.
Okay.
Because you're shifting billions of times per second through billions of parallel realities per second. So you're already changing completely, moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. All you have to do is let your mind catch up to the fact that that's already going on, and the world will explode before you into a magical experience.
Understood. Okay.
Does that help?
Yep, it does.
And
Thank you.
thank you. You're welcome.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
Thank you. I'd like your advice.
Oh, all right. The doctor is in.
Good. I grew up with not knowing who my parents were,
Oh, all right.
and I've recently found my mother.
Yes.
I'd like to find my father.
Go right ahead.
I'd like to know how to go about doing that.
Check the records of certain family organizations in your area called Wisconsin.
Okay.
See what happens.
All right.
See where that leads you.
Okay. I'll do that.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right, thank you. Happy hunting.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me this evening.
All right, and to you, good day.
Thank you. With having to do with dreams, for as long as I can remember, I'll wake up just really scared. Sometimes I'll be screaming or hyperventilating or
How exciting for you.
just crying
Yes.
very scared. And
Do you feel out of control?
yes, and I won't even be able to remember at all what I've dreamt about.
Do you understand the idea of what we have termed the hybridization agenda?
Not really.
Do you understand the term alien abduction?
Yes.
You're part of it.
Can you explain more to me, like in what aspect?
Well, you have agreed on a certain level of spirituality to participate in the evolutionary program of the Earth, where beings from a parallel reality that you call the Greys will usually take people such as yourself aboard their ships and extract DNA material, genetic material, to create a hybrid species that will allow their particular culture to continue, because they pretty much destroyed their own culture and need viable human DNA to continue their society. They have created many forms of hybrids. You are part of that program in terms of donating your particular genetic material to the creation of many different forms of hybrid beings. But the idea is that this has been going on for quite some time, but you've never really been given the tools to understand that from another level you made an agreement to do this. And so anytime that these beings come and take you from where you are aboard their ships or shift you into a different reality, you feel out of control because you don't really know what's going on, or your physical mind is simply in the dark. But there's really nothing to be afraid of. You can actually ask for more awareness of what is going on so that you can have these experiences with more consciousness and on your own terms.
That actually reminded me of, I was at the Contact in the Desert in Joshua Tree.
Yes.
And you had mentioned that because of the higher frequency levels that we might feel afraid.
Yes.
And I actually, right around the time, I believe it was like 12 or 1 o'clock, that you had said that to expect something.
Yes.
I became very afraid, just the most
Yes.
afraid I've ever been in my life. I just
Yes.
wanted to leave. I told my boyfriend, like, forget our stuff, just leave our stuff. We have to go. Like,
Yes.
And
This is one of the reasons why we don't have open contact with all of you yet. Because the idea is as follows. Now, certain beings this doesn't happen with. Especially doesn't really happen with the Greys exactly, although there's a form of it. Remember that your body has a form of its own consciousness. And one of the things that is very strong in the human body is the idea of a survival mechanism. The fight or flight mechanism. When it senses something that may be, in appearance, something that can threaten your survival. The energy of many extraterrestrial beings, including our own, is on a much, much higher frequency than yours, because many of you are compartmentalized, fragmented within your consciousness. You're not coherent, you're not integrated, so your frequency is relatively low compared to ours. When you believe or feel the greater field of energy that we possess coming into contact with your fragmented field, it tends to force certain things to the surface that you haven't integrated within yourself yet, and that can cause a fear, fight or flight reaction, a survival mode reaction in your body that makes you run.
Yeah, and it was strange. We just went like right down the street, like maybe not even a mile away from the actual campsite.
Yes.
We were at, and then I felt much better, and
Yes.
it sounds strange, but I felt like I had a positive experience. I got a lot of information.
You did, especially knowing that that energy showed you that you're still unconsciously holding on to certain ideas and definitions and beliefs that don't allow you to fully release and be yourself and be free to have the experience in a more positive way. So it's about examining the idea of what you're really afraid of and letting those things go so that you can be more of yourself and raise your frequency. Know that you're in control of this. Know that you made an agreement and that you can, again, participate in this on your own terms with more conscious control and awareness. But that process is going to take as long as you're willing to allow it to take. Yet, again, you are willing to see that you have learned something. So that's a step in the positive direction.
Okay.
Yes?
Another thing. I used to be very confident in myself.
You're still confident. It's just that you're now confident about your lack of confidence. No, I'm serious. You cannot be not confident. That's not possible. You're always confident about something. It's just that now your belief systems are revealing themselves to show you that one of the things you are most confident about is that you lack confidence. But you're confident about that, so you don't lack confidence. There's the paradox for you to play with.
Thank you.
It's about learning to be confident in what you prefer. You don't have to learn to be confident. You're already confident. Just be confident in what you prefer to be confident about instead of what you don't prefer to be confident about, such as lacking confidence, which is not possible. There's no such thing as a lack of confidence. There's no such thing as a lack of trust. There's no such thing as a lack of control. Because when you experience being out of control, you're controlling that. When you feel like you don't trust, you trust that to be true.
Thank you. Okay, and then sorry to like go back about Joshua Tree and I guess also the Greys that
Yes.
I had an idea about the Greys that just kind of had come to me at one
Yes.
point that
Yes.
in a parallel reality or what we
Yes.
would call the future, it was us, like specifically our planet that we wanted to travel or whatever, and that's why, and we became kind of like biomechanics, or like we did something to
It's
ourselves.
a parallel Earth, and on that Earth, the advancements disconnected them in a mental way from their nature, and they destroyed their environment in the same similar way that you are destroying yours. They had to mutate themselves from human into gray in order to survive, but still realized they were going to die out if they didn't find a source of viable human DNA to continue their civilization by creating hybrids. So they used their advanced technology to tunnel through parallel realities such as yours to find DNA they could use to create hybrid beings like ourselves and others, so that they could not only continue their particular society, but so that we could also recognize the same patterns in your society and share this information with you, so you don't have to walk down the same destructive path.
Okay, and then I don't know if it's related to that or the fact that you said that I've been abducted.
Yes.
But sometimes
That's just a word that a lot of you use. You have
thank
simply been invited to participate.
I understand, but there's been circumstances where my boyfriend and I, and even at first he was like, where I felt like I'm being watched, and even where he didn't necessarily believe me, and he's even seen things that have caused him to believe me.
Yes.
And so that is,
Yes.
all right.
All right.
Okay, I guess that's.
So now you know that's happening. So you can have more conscious awareness and more conscious control of your participation in it, if you're willing to. But there's nothing to be afraid of.
Okay, and then this is the last thing.
Yes.
After Joshua Tree, for about 2 weeks after that late at night, I would hear a very, I can't describe it any other way than an alien noise. It's like almost what you would expect to hear from like a sci-fi movie, like the noise that they play anyway, that I would hear that, and I would see like a blue light, or like a light that that's not coming from any source.
Yes.
And
well, it is coming from a source. It's just that it's coming from an interdimensional source.
A source that I can't. Even at one point, I had woken up.
Yes.
And when I awoke, it was the best way I can describe it is like the Agent Orange thing, where they have like somebody's like eyes pried open and they show all these pictures, like.
Yes.
And so that's the kind of what I experienced, like just a bunch of pictures flashing in my head.
You
and
have
it ended.
been shown many pictures telepathically about the possibility of your world going down the same path as the Greys.
And it ended on I want to say a silhouette of a very tall, thin man, but what it was it was black, and the man was the light.
Yes, but you were looking at the mantis.
So it's a mantis?
What people on your planet refer to as the mantis beings are the ones in charge of the hybridization agenda over the Greys. They bear a resemblance to the praying mantis insect on your planet, so are basically very tall and thin.
Okay.
Now, do you understand? Do you understand that you have hybrid children?
Oh, I didn't before. I guess I do now that you've said that.
Oh, very good. But that's a story for another time for you. Right now, at this time, before you go to sleep, just take a few deep breaths and say, all right, I'm ready to understand my relationship with you, my agreement with you from a more conscious perspective, so I may participate on my own terms more openly, more clearly.
Okay.
All right? And see what happens. If you feel fear, that's all right. You can take it a step at a time and say, all right, wait a minute, let me get used to this, and then see if it passes. They will cooperate and they will work with you if you are willing to open up.
All right.
And you can do it in whatever way works for you. All right?
Okay.
Now, one moment.
Okay.
What's your favorite scent?
Oh man. Tea tree.
Is that a guess?
Well, I like essential oils. Like I like a lot of scents. Like I
Such
can think
as?
of like a favorite perfume I have.
What would be
but,
the one that would allow you to feel calm?
Yeah, probably
At
lavender.
ease? All right. Then it would probably be helpful as a permission slip for you to have that scent prominent in your room when you go to sleep, when you're asking for more conscious participation, so that you will be more at ease, knowing that you are creating, with the lavender scent, the environment that you prefer in which that exchange and encounter can occur.
All right, thank you.
So you're bringing something to the party. You understand?
Yeah.
You're not arriving empty-handed and going, oh no, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yes? Bring something to the party. It will help.
Okay. Sorry. I know I said the last thing was last thing, but this. An idea that I had on my own about why I was so fearful in my dream was about visiting alternate realities or alternate dimensions. And I thought, like, even one time I woke up and I had said, without even realizing what I was saying, hold on, I have to finish coming back into this reality, because people were talking to me.
Yes.
So,
Because you are shifted to other realities in many of those encounters.
oh, okay, wow. All
So
right.
don't worry, you won't get stuck.
All right.
You'll find your way back no matter what.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Tadeo.
Hello, Nania.
No, somebody just asked me a question here, so I think it's time for me to ask you stream questions.
All right.
So, the first question has to do with a person's dreaming. In fact, there's a lot of questions about dreams, so I'll share some of those with you. I often go into a dream space that feels like a lower astral gray ghetto, like environment.
Like I said, there is a lower astral realm that's very close to physical reality that can have a little bit of that feeling to it, which is why a lot of the idea of beings that are acting as quote-unquote ghosts or hauntings occupy that level. It is somewhat colorless, yes, because it's kind of a limbo state where they sometimes don't even know that they're dead, don't know what to do, don't know where to go, maybe caught up in certain belief systems that are negative, maybe working certain things out on that state. So yes, it does have kind of a gray pallor to it from time to time.
And he says that he has a feeling of a mission to get to a specific place to deliver something or find someone.
Yes.
And then he wakes up feeling quite heavy from these dreams.
Yes.
How is this different than the lower astral creation space you mentioned earlier?
Well, as I said, it's not different. But the idea is that you may be searching for a friend who may be a little bit lost in that particular realm, attempting to help them. But because you're taking on some of that vibration and it's so close to the physical reality, when you reconnect with physical reality, it can be like sort of bringing back extra energy that converts into mass, sort of, more densely, and that's why you feel heavy for a while, until you let it go back to the lower astral.
Thank you.
Yes.
And then this one is, when you're in deep meditation, can you experience dream world, or is it kind of the same thing as...
You can have glimpses of it, yes.
Is it the same thing as lucid dreaming?
It can be, but not always.
Like, what's the difference between astral projection and lucid dreaming?
Well, astral projection can be the result of lucid dreaming, which is simply another way of saying you understand that you're creating the dream, you're awake in the dream, and therefore can do what you wish. You can control what's going on. You can realize that you might be, classically speaking, out of your body, and therefore begin an astral journey. So lucid dreaming can be a step towards allowing you to have an experience of astral projection.
And do people visit other lifetimes in their dreams?
Oh, absolutely. But again, remember, all lives exist simultaneously. But yes, you can do that. You can have that experience. Absolutely.
What about if someone's dreaming about tsunamis?
What about it?
Does that mean it's a prediction of the future?
Not necessarily. Remember, there's no such thing. There's only a sensing of the energy that exists at the moment the prediction is made, but they may be sensing a reality with a high degree of probability behind it, or they may be sensing a reality that is representative of a fear they may have from the physical level. And by sensing that and seeing what the probability is, then it's possible they may also engineer to change that particular outcome. So it just depends on what they do with that information.
And isn't water also sort of a symbol of emotionality?
It can be. So again, you have to take this on a person-by-person basis. You can't overgeneralize.
So the key is to pay attention to what's relevant for you as a person.
Yes.
Like maybe it is the idea of being overwhelmed by emotionality.
It could be.
Or it could be a prediction of the future that doesn't exist.
It could be. You have to make that determination based on what it is you learn about yourself from that dream experience and how honest you are about digging into what you believe to be true about yourself.
So sometimes it's a good idea to, when you wake up in the morning, to just stay with the dream.
Absolutely. Give yourself that moment. Give yourself a few moments. Let it come back. Explore it. Find out what it means to you. Find out how it makes you feel about yourself. Find out that you might learn something about yourself by having had that experience. Yes.
The heaviness that I think other people also have said that they feel like sometimes you can wake up in the morning and you feel so heavy, like you.
And sometimes that's the difference between the idea of physical reality and the idea of being non-physical. Physical reality can feel heavy by comparison to being in the astral form because it is a denser vibration. So the heaviness can come from that too.
So is it easier to learn in the dream world?
Depends.
Because one person was saying they would really like to be able to levitate things, and that they've been pretty successful at it in the dream world.
All right. Well, again, remember, the key to levitation in physical reality is to begin with lightening up.
I think that message was received.
There is, in many forms of art on your planet, since it comes through the imagination from the higher mind, much information that answers a lot of these questions. And as we have said previously, and especially with regard to that particular question, you have a particular film on your planet that you know as the Matrix. And in the Matrix, there is one particular line that answers that question definitively. It goes, even though the question is about levitation, to also the idea of making material objects seem to be manipulated by your mind. Spoon bending. And in that movie, the answer is clear. The only way you can do it is to understand there is no spoon. That it's just a projection of your consciousness. So the idea of an object being located on the ground, and then the idea of that object being located above the ground, is just a matter of understanding there is no object. And therefore the idea of whether it's here, or there, or here, or there, or disappears from there and reappears there, or floats above the ground, is all about understanding that you are creating the concept of physical space and time. And that it's all about resonance, and that there's a different resonance here than there is here. So when you begin to understand that you're just changing the frequency of something to exist in a different frame of reference within a projection of consciousness that you're creating anyway, that isn't real unto itself, then levitation will be something that's normal and natural. Because you're just redefining its location in space and time.
Is your ability to be able to, say, jump from reality to reality in such a drastic way that would be dependent on relevance in terms of the theme you're exploring?
Of course, it's always dependent upon whether that experience is relevant for you.
So that's why we're not all just popping in and out.
Well, you are popping in and out, but that's why not all of you have to realize it to the same degree.
Right.
Because yes, it has to do with relevance. Some things like that may sound exciting, but they simply may not be relevant for your life theme, at least not at this point. If they are relevant, and you are being yourself as best as you can be, then nothing will stop you from having the experience, because things will naturally unfold in that direction. They will take you there. Remember, your current knows where you need to go. So if you just live your life and follow your passion to the best you can, following the formula, then if the idea of levitating something is relevant for you, nothing will stop it from happening. The only thing that stops appointments you've made and agreements you've made is spending your time and energy worrying that the appointments and the agreements won't happen. So don't do that.
So when a person has a desire to do something that's well outside of what most human beings will do in this reality.
Again, it goes back to the idea of, why does your passion come in that form? Never assume that the idea of the form it comes in has to come to fruition to give you the lesson you need. If it is going to come in that form, it will come. But never insist that it must. Otherwise, you're missing the point of why it came to you, because it may have come to you in that form for a completely different reason. Going back full circle, even to the idea that suddenly being excited about levitating or levitating something may simply be synchronicity's way of actually telling you to lighten up. And it may be no more mysterious than that.
So it really is. It's so much about reading the messages that are sent to you by yourself and being able to respond to them in a way that shows you comprehend what's being given to you.
And one of the easiest ways to do that is to let go of the idea that you know what it is the outcome should be. Let go of the ego's wants and open your arms to what you need. What you need will always come and will always fulfill you if you let it. It will always fulfill you. Always. So, does that help?
Yes. And then a person they've been talking about having dreams with you.
Yes.
So
sometimes it will be their own higher mind taking on the form of us because they're familiar with us, and it makes it easier for them to have a conversation thinking that it's us. We are always happy to be used as a simulacrum. This is one of the reasons why we have these conversations, so that you get familiar with our vibration and can use us as a permission slip, so that it's more easy for you in your belief system to talk to your higher mind thinking that you're talking to us. We're sneaky that way.
This person said, after a dream of shaking Bashar's hand last year,
yes,
I had a dream and saw rainbow DNA across the sky in my backyard next to a metallic round spaceship.
How
what
exciting.
does this mean?
It means you saw an energy field that was generated by a portal that you had the senses to perceive, and that you also saw a ship that was there all the time but was heretofore invisible to your senses until you upgraded them. And that the DNA symbol shows your connection to the beings on the ship.
Here's another one where someone had a dream where I was attending your upcoming event about 2020, and you came up to my seat and told me it was very important that I have an energetic release in 2020. Was that really you?
In that particular case, it was a part of us. Not all of us, but a part of us.
If we avoid dealing with trauma that happens in childhood, does that hold us back from having contact or more contact? Or the kind of contact that it ends up leading to?
It could, because what you're simply saying is you're avoiding looking at the idea of fear-based belief systems that you have bought into. So it could.
Okay. And then finally, many of us here are also artists and would love to see your sculptures on Asasani. Could you plan with some mass exposition to see your artworks, taking us, we the bald and curious ones, on a mass ride to your planet in the dream state?
Yes, that can be done, and from time to time actually has already been done with some individuals. At the same time, it can be that at some point in the years to come, representations of some of the sculptures can be, at least in some form, recreated on your planet so that you at least have an idea of what it is we're creating on ours.
That sounds wonderful.
Yes. Anything else?
So,
because it's about time for your break and your holotope experience.
Okay.
So, at this time, enjoy a short break. We will resume this transmission to crystallize in the idea of your ability to more consciously visit the dream world with your holotope experience as the transmission continues.
Oh, jeez. Too quick.
You said it was a quick question.
A little bit faster.
No,
or a
all
little
right.
bit slower. Dreams.
Yes.
How to get more out of my dreams, how to remember more. It seems like when I do remember some of my dreams, I find good stuff and it kind of moves me in a positive direction. But
All right. Well, when you wake up in the morning, do you get out of bed really rapidly?
No.
Yes, no?
Not necessarily, no.
All right. Are you willing to create a situation where you simply sit there and daydream about the dream, even if you can't immediately remember it?
Sure.
All right. The more you do that, the more you will remember. Also, you can simply ask for assistance from your guides if you haven't already done so, have you?
I've tried that, yeah.
You've tried it. And?
I think I've done that, and it's worked, but I don't think I do it all the time.
Is it important that you always remember the experience?
Maybe not.
All right. Let's open that door. Do you trust the way your life unfolds?
I do.
Do you trust that you have the information you need when you need it?
I think sometimes in my dreams I feel like...
There was a little hesitation there.
Yeah, because I'm like, maybe if I'd asked the night before and I would have remembered this. It seems like there's something that was great that happened that I kind of missed in the morning.
Do you believe you will know what you need to know when you need to know it? Yes or no? Hesitation means no.
I guess that's a no.
All right. The more you allow yourself to trust the way your life unfolds, to trust that you do have help, and that you will remember what you need to remember, then you will remember what you need to remember. And the things you don't remember, you don't need to remember right now. Understand that memory is actually created in the present. In our society, we have no memory at all. We just know what we need to know when we need to know it. We trust that. And so the things that we need to know come to us the instant we need to know them. Not a second sooner, but not a second later. So if you will relax the need to know, you will find out that you do know what you need to know when you need to know it. And just that attitude will actually paradoxically allow you to remember more. You understand?
Yes.
Does that help?
That's perfect.
Will you remember this?
I will.
The answer is, when I need to.
There we go. Thank you.
Does that help you?
That's awesome, yeah.
Then pleasant dreams to you.
Hello, Bashar.
I know you a good day.
What is synchronicity? My question was about the mind and memory.
Yes.
And I found it's the same. When I need to know something, I know it, and I don't know where it comes from. But
that's all right. You don't always have to.
Yeah, but my memory doesn't work, and sometimes
neither does ours. I just told you.
Yeah, but sometimes it's it's not very convenient because I forgot.
Oh, it's not convenient.
It's unpleasant because I forget names of people that I meet every day.
Yes. You could go up to them and say, you know what, I live so in the moment, I'm such a different person now that I don't actually know that I've met you. Nice to meet you. Play with it, have fun with it. Don't be so worried about it. In many ways, you are restricting yourself with the worry of how that looks. If you just have fun with it, if you imagine other ways of introducing that idea and play with it, the people will play with you. and you'll relax, and you'll know what you need to know. But many of those conventions are not always as necessary as you think. And maybe it's an opportunity for you to redefine yourself, and maybe you're giving other people an opportunity to reintroduce themselves in a new way as new people, too. I know, in some senses, another version of me has already met you, but I haven't. And this is your opportunity to introduce yourself as someone different than you introduced yourself to me before. Would you like to change your name? Now, I know that some people will think that you're probably crazy for doing that, but that's all right, because it's a playful kind of crazy and can actually open up many doorways for a different kind of relationship. But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
There are obviously things you do remember about those people when you meet them, because you say you know you've met them.
Yes.
Are you recognizing the face, the energy, something else?
The energy.
The energy, all right. Then why not simply give them energy names that you already remember?
Mm-hmm.
You can do that, yes?
Okay.
So play with this idea. Use your imagination. Let your higher mind help you in this. And just create labels that work for you for now. Mm-hmm. When you create labels for them, names for them that work for you, pet names, nicknames that work for you, they will actually feel a sense of endearment. Mm-hmm. Maybe not all of them. Of course, I guess it depends on the nickname you have for them. Nevertheless, the idea is the more you play with this and let it be all right to expand the notion of labeling, which is what you're actually working with here. The idea of definitions, the idea of labeling is becoming unlocked within you, and that's all right. So while you are reforming your concept of how to define reality on different levels, one of the consequences may be that certain things will seem a little bit neutral, nebulous, and won't really be readily definable by you, but that's all right. There are other ways you can use your imagination and your consciousness to play with these things in a way that will relax and allow this to integrate within you in such a way as to allow you to know what you really need to know when you really need to know it. And if you don't know a certain thing, then you can assume, I don't need to know that right now, but I can replace it with something that I can create. And that may actually bring about an interaction in the relationship that I actually would really rather prefer instead of the one that would have been there had I simply used their given name.
Okay.
So this is your opportunity to redefine things and redefine your relationships to people in a very creative, inventive, and playful way. Are you willing to do that?
Yes.
Why, thank you.
Thank you.
Does that help you?
Yes.
What is your name?
Diana.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I have different ones.
Oh, such as?
I have my name in 10 ways.
Give us some names.
Of my name?
Yes. Variations of what you would like to call yourself.
Diana.
Yes, Diana. What else?
And
Yes.
Diana.
Anything more different?
No.
Nothing like Pookie?
Dusha.
Dusha?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Is that an endearment?
Yes.
Oh, all right. You like it?
Yes.
You see how you giggled when you said it?
Yeah.
Well, use more endearments, use more of that kind of labeling, and you'll be giggling your way through all your relationships. And won't that be fun?
Yes.
Well, thank you, Dusha.
And then my second question was, I've been doing your method, how does it go? What do I have to believe is true to feel the way I do?
You are asking the question, what I have to believe is true in order to experience the emotion I'm experiencing, yes?
Yes, and to undig the beliefs that make me feel stuck. So,
all right.
So I find out that I have some deep beliefs.
Yes.
I'm not supposed to be happy.
Oh.
And these beliefs I have, and I cannot seem to divorce myself from them because...
But you just proved that you could when you giggled.
Yes, from time to time.
Oh, from time to time. All right. Well, you can make those times happen more often if you wish.
They are happening more often.
Well,
yeah.
there you go. So what's the problem?
But the problem is that I still have this period where I'm stuck.
No, you have a period where you believe you're stuck. You're not really stuck. You have a period where you're exploring the concept of stuckness, but that's all right. You're not actually stuck. You're exploring the concept of stuckness. So learn to redefine it. When you feel stuck, don't say, I'm stuck. That's a definition. Say, oh, I am free to explore the concept of stuckness. That's a different definition that puts you in a position of power relative to the experience called stuckness. And thus, then, it's not something that in that sense is happening to you. It's something that you're exploring. So what? Learn the mantra, so what?
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
And redefine it in a way, everyone, redefine your experience in a way that works for you. If it doesn't work for you, listen to the way you're defining it. I'm stuck. That's a definition. You say these things so automatically, you may not realize that you're actually defining it in that moment. I'm stuck. That's a definition. It's not a reality unto itself. It's just a version of reality that you're creating by labeling it, by defining it as being stuck. I'm stuck. It's a definition. If you don't prefer that definition, use your imagination and your relationship with the higher mind to come up with a version that works for you, such as, I'm free to explore stuckness. And what my relationship to that is. And then you're not stuck. You're just exploring that idea.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
Does that make a difference?
Yes.
Do you feel the difference?
Yes, big one.
There you go. When you create the definition that's in alignment harmoniously with your true self, you will feel the freedom. You'll feel the difference. That's your barometer for when you have the definition that works for you. Dusha. Dusha, 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 dusha.
And the last question is about following your highest excitement.
Yes.
So, for example, I was thinking about what is my purpose, and
your purpose is to act on your highest excitement.
Yes, but I would still like to have some main theme.
Some what?
Main theme.
Main theme?
Yes.
Well, of course you will have a main theme, but you may have many different expressions within that main theme.
But how much is this highest excitement connected with? Because I follow my highest excitement for a while, and then it seems to me it comes from conditioning.
What comes from conditioning? What comes from conditioning?
Well, the way I'm, like, for example, I would like to heal people.
Then go ahead.
And then it makes me happy for a while.
Yes, then you change.
And then I'm stuck.
You're not stuck. You're not stuck. You understand that different expressions of your excitement will shift so that you can express your excitement in different ways. If you look at it and define it as an obstacle, you will feel stuck. If you look at it as an arrow saying, now go this way, you will simply follow the detour. You'll follow the thread of excitement where it leads. It's just different expressions of the overall idea of expressing your excitement and acting on your excitement. Why do you assume that one expression of excitement must be the only thing that will last your entire life?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your theme is to explore excitement in any way that you choose to express it, and all together, those things will fall under an overall umbrella of excitement that will be the overall theme that you are exploring in this life. Yes?
Yes.
So?
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, very much. Thank you.
What's your name?
Dusha.
Yeah. Say it again.
Dusha.
Say it again.
Dusha.
Again.
Dusha.
All right. If you would do more things as Dusha, you'll have more fun. And you'll see things differently. Because Dusha does not see things or label things the same way Diane does. You understand?
Yes.
So be Dusha, and you'll be able to see how to define things, because remember, you cannot perceive what you're not the vibration of. If you're not in a certain vibrational state that's conducive to certain opportunities, certain insights and inspirations, they will remain invisible to you until you actually match that frequency first. So if dusha is more the energy, more the frequency, more the state of being that is representative of who you would prefer to be, then be dusha, and dusha will be capable of being inspired, capable of understanding, capable of defining things in another manner from Diane, whoever she is.
Thank you.
So, when Diane makes you feel stuck, because that's the way Diane defines things, break free as dusha. All right?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And someday soon, we expect to see from you a book called Giggling Your Way to Enlightenment by Dusha.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
How are you?
Perfect, and you?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right.
I'm kind of nervous.
You are what?
Kind of nervous.
Kind of nervous?
Yes.
Not excited?
Excited.
Oh, all right, thank you.
Okay.
You can be nervous if you want to be, but you don't have to be.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. First question. I came from Japan.
Yes.
And then Japan has so much of the tragedy.
If you wish to call it that. But it is also an opportunity.
Yes, opportunity.
And we have spoken about this at length in many different transmissions already.
Yes. So,
yes.
Thinking about the what is the future for the Japan? It's gonna be all right, or is it still changing more?
There are many people who will still create the idea of what you call catastrophic tragedy for themselves, but it will also be all right. Because many people will learn from this in a positive way. It has already acted as a symbol to change the minds of the collective consciousness about how you want to do things in the future with regard to the idea of energy, hasn't it?
Well, that means that the Japanese, the collective consciousness make that situation.
Yes, to act as an example of something that will happen if you decide and make certain choices that are not necessarily beneficial for you. So it's an opportunity to see that it may be that there are consequences to certain choices that you don't prefer. So thus then, by being given this example, then these individuals have been brave enough to experience these things to act as an example for the world, to allow the world to change its mind about how it would like to do things differently. You understand?
Yes. So it means that they are the example for the world.
Yes.
So if they change, as long as they're not changing the mind or they're not finding the way to change the mind, then situation is going to get worse, or even the people.
For those who are not willing to change their minds to something more in alignment and harmonious with their true selves, they will amplify the negative experiences. For those who change their minds to be more aligned with the positive ideas, they will experience something that is more joyful, more constructive, and more positive. It is simple as that. This is simple physics.
How can they change though? The people willing to change right now, some people, but still they want to stay as it is. They know that
not everyone does.
Not everyone.
And I'm not talking about everyone. I am simply talking about those that are, what? Willing to change. And that's all that matters. Those that are not willing to change, they're not willing to change. There's nothing you can do about that. But they will exist in their world, and the others will exist in another one. Remember that as you change yourself, you actually shift to another earth that already exists, that's more reflective of the vibrational change within you. You never change the world you were in. You move to another world that's more representative of the world you prefer. So everyone that wishes to shift in that way will do so and will ultimately experience an earth that will be more representative of the earth they prefer to experience. Those that don't make that choice will continue to experience the kind of earth that is representative of the choices they are making. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So take the actions that are representative of the kind of actions you would like to take in the kind of world that you would like to live in, and those actions will ground the energy of the choices you make that are more harmoniously aligned with that vibratory parallel reality.
Okay.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
Does that help you?
Yeah, but...
Yeah, but. Yeah, but. Yeah, but.
Not bad. But the individual energy affect the other people's energy too.
No, they don't.
They don't?
It's only by agreement. Remember what we said earlier? You cannot be affected without your agreement. You can be standing right next to someone experiencing very negative ideas, great tragedies. You can be completely unaffected. Completely unaffected.
Yeah.
Depends on your vibration. There are no victims here.
Okay.
Do not think like a victim. You understand?
Yes.
For thinking like a victim only perpetuates victimization energy. Do you understand?
Yes.
You are all powerful spiritual beings making choices as to what you believe is true for yourself. You are offering each other the opportunity to see by example different kinds of choices you could make that may be more in alignment with who you truly are. And you're also being offered examples that are in antithesis to who you truly are. It's up to you to decide what you wish to believe is true, and what you believe is true is what you will experience. And even if you are experiencing others going through certain things, that doesn't mean that you have to relate to those things in a negative way or label them in a negative way, so that you don't take upon your own life the idea of a negative consequence. Use them in a positive way. See how they can be an example of something to help people make changes in positive ways, and use them in that way, and you will get the effect from that choice.
Okay, so ultimately,
yes,
what I can do is just be myself. That I can do.
Yes, be yourself. Take actions that are representative of the self you prefer to be. Share ideas with others of the self you prefer to be. If they choose to match your frequency, they choose to match your frequency. If they don't, they don't.
Okay.
That's what you can do. Be an example. Live your life, take actions, and have behaviors, and do things that are exciting to you in a positive way. And then others can say, oh, look, she is giving us a choice. She's giving us an example of some other way we could look at this, some other thing we could do, of something we can get out of this that is actually positive. Understand, many people in that experience, especially ones affected by the idea of nuclear radiation. Now, I'm just speaking linearly. All lives that you call past lives are simultaneous, all coexist at the same time. But speaking from a linear perspective now, just for the sake of convenience in this conversation, many of the people that experience the idea of radiation damage from this particular kind of experience are people that died in the bombs in World War II in Japan. So they are very familiar with the idea of radiation damage, and that's one reason they chose to reincarnate, to be in this experience at this time, to be the ones to see, to show this is what this kind of choice does. Is this what we prefer, or do we prefer something different? Do we prefer now to explore alternate forms of energy that are not in any way, shape, or form harmful? Do we want to be more natural about this? Do we want to make different choices? Many of them will lead the way to making other choices. You understand?
Yes.
So they're being of service by being here at this time to show the effects of the choices that have been made, so you can make different choices. But it's up to you to make those different choices.
I understood.
Does that help you?
Yes, very much so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I, for the first part of it, had the worst experience of
Define.
my life. Terror.
Terror.
Absolute.
That sounds exciting.
It was, I guess, a version of that.
All right. What was terrifying? What specifically frightened you?
I experienced my own death a number of times.
Isn't that exciting?
I don't know.
Do you fear death now, that you now have died and are still alive? Did you lose your fear of death by going through that death so many times?
When I first came out of the DMT, no.
But now?
I couldn't make sense of anything.
But now?
No.
You have not lost your fear of death. Do you fear to die?
I don't think I do anymore, no.
Well, that's what I said. And you said no.
But when I've come back here, I've experienced my mind is foggy. I have lost direction.
That is not because of the DMT.
What is that from?
It is from what you were afraid to face about yourself during the experience, and still to some degree hesitate to incorporate and integrate within your understanding of your total being. Because you see, the DMT does not last in your body. It is automatically and immediately absorbed because it is a natural element produced by your pineal gland all the time. In fact, it's the reason why you dream and go to other dimensions of reality. But being given that same experience to such a strong degree before you were really ready to understand what was happening didn't allow you to integrate the experience in an appropriate way. But the DMT itself, in that sense, didn't cause it. It simply opened up a doorway that was in some ways more than you believed you were capable of handling about the recognitions that were coming to you during that experience. But you are all right.
So there's no permanent damage, nothing?
No.
Like
It's all about the resonances, like the ringing and the echo of a bell once rung that you are simply experiencing now because that bell was very loud and you're still experiencing some of the echoes of what that bell put you in touch with. And you need to face those aspects of your consciousness and integrate those beliefs within yourself about your relationship to life, to death, and to yourself, and to your creative powers. Are you acting on your highest excitement in life? Hesitation usually means no.
Yes.
Are you just agreeing with me, or are you answering yes?
No, I had a business that I was wanting to be my higher excitement, but a partnership didn't work out.
All right, and now what are you doing?
Well, I'm in confusion, period.
And again, very exciting. But again, remember, when we talk about the idea of following your excitement, we don't necessarily mean it has to come immediately in the form of a lifelong project, a job, or a career. We simply mean at any given moment you have things that make themselves available to you that contain more excitement than something else and the ability to act upon them. That's all you need to do, is continue to do that. If you cannot see something that spans many years, at least act on what excites you the most in the next moment. And the next moment after that, and the next moment after that, and the next moment after that. And that's all you have to do to get back on track. And that excitement, like a thread, will lead you to more and more excitement that can eventually expand into something that can fill more time in your life. But you have to take some action. You have to take some steps. What is your trepidation?
Well, I guess it's some of my internal belief systems.
About what?
Well, I first of all realized I was hanging on to stories instead of facing a fear that I'm scared to do what I really wanted to do.
All right. Well, thank you for that realization. And now that you've had that realization, are you still scared to be your true self and take action on your highest excitement? It's all right to say yes if you are.
Well, the thing is, I get confused over whether that is my highest excitement.
But you see, all you have to do is take some action on that direction. And if it really isn't representative of your highest excitement, it will show you very clearly that it is not. Remember that sometimes on your planet, people gain great clarity about who they are by actually taking a step in the direction of who they are not. So they can make the comparison and know for certain that that's who they are not, and thus then paint a clearer picture of who they are. So it all works out in the end anyway. If you treat it that way, if you approach it that way, it will all serve you. Because remember, excitement is the organizing principle in your life as well as the driving engine of your life. So even if there are things that seem exciting and they turn out not to be, or they could be exciting, but it's not the one you need to act on at this particular moment, the circumstances of taking that action will turn around in such a way as to show you what direction to move in if you're willing and open to use that experience in that way and define it as part of your path instead of an interruption in it or somehow a dead end. Make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Are you willing to use it that way?
Yes, I am.
then we thank you.
And
you will apply your experience in that sense in a more positive way.
Yeah, thank you. I have my girlfriend is here also, and she's having a lot of trouble sleeping.
Oh, all right.
And I'd like
Maybe she is sleeping at an incorrect and inappropriate time for her biocycle. Many people on your planet do force themselves to be awake when they ought to be asleep and be asleep when they ought to be awake. Sometimes there is a more natural cycle than the one that society has imposed upon you. And if you are following your highest excitement and doing the things that are truly representative of your creativity, your natural cycle can reveal itself to you. And then you can find out when exactly it is that you require sleep and when exactly it is that you are required to be awake.
Is there anything else? She's in this room.
Yes.
Do you feel there's anything else that she, besides finding that rhythm?
Is there anything else? We are asking her.
What if I have bad dreams? Like, I deal with bad dreams.
Define bad dreams.
I just wake up with a lot of fear.
So you are afraid to sleep.
I guess on some level I am.
All right. I can guarantee you this. Nothing in that will harm you. All you need to do is ask for assistance with this, but you must also be willing to face what it is the dream is attempting to tell you about the fears you're holding on to that don't serve you. You understand? Are you willing to do that?
Yeah.
Are you willing to act on your highest joy in life without fear? Or are you afraid that if you actually allow yourself to be who you wish to be, that something dreadful will happen to you? Oh, that was a heavy question.
I want to be my highest self.
Will you like to come up and talk about this?
Hi.
And so, what do you fear about being yourself? What do you fear? What is the worst thing you fear will happen? You see, this is one way to get a handle on your fear, is not keep it down, not suppress it, but actually give it full rein. Use your imagination. Let it go all the way. What is the worst possible thing, the most fearful thing you imagine might happen if you truly allowed yourself to be who you wish to be? Go ahead. What's the worst thing that might happen? Come on, use your imagination.
Rejection.
Rejection by whom?
I don't even know.
If you don't even know, then why do you care?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't even know, why do you care? But perhaps you do know. Are you fibbing?
No.
Oh, all right.
I just...
Then rejection by whom?
Maybe the people I love most.
Maybe the people you love most. If you love these people the most, and they choose to behave in a manner that expresses the idea of rejection, do you not understand that that rejection is just a projection on their part of the parts of themselves they do not love? That they see reflected in you.
Yeah.
You see, when individuals truly be themselves, sometimes when they reflect that true self to individuals who are afraid to be them true selves, those individuals will resent it. They'll resent having their face put in that idea. And thus then they will reject you to keep themselves safe. So you can have compassion for them if they reject you, because you can understand the rejection is a projection to keep you away, so that they are not forced to face their own fears. But if you know that, then you can simply have compassion for them.
Right.
Do you understand the difference?
Yeah.
This is how to label these things in such a manner that works for you.
Okay.
Does this help?
Yes, it does.
In understanding this, do you feel a little bit more inclined to be your true self?
Yes. What are some ways I can really get there quicker and faster and tap into
By
that?
being your true self every moment that you can. By acting on your highest excitement every moment that you can. By acting on it to the best of your ability and taking it as far as you can with absolutely no expectation of how it should result.
Right. No.
Just because that's the vibration you prefer is the only reason to act on your highest joy. Not because of what you think it will get you.
Right.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So if you just do that every day, every moment of every day, you'll be doing exactly what you need to do, and there's nothing else you need to do. That's it. It's that simple. To be your true self, all you have to do is take the action on the things that contain the vibration of your true self. That's called excitement, passion, joy, love, creativity.
And what if at the moment you're confused?
Then you're confused. Enjoy your confusion.
Right.
Label it as something positive. Remember, co-fusion. You're connecting, you're exploring, you're examining different, apparently opposite or incompatible ideas, but that's all right. That's an exploration unto itself. You're defining yourself. You're guiding yourself. It's an opportunity to redefine yourself. And isn't that a positive thing?
Yes.
Then the sooner you define that confusion in a positive way, you won't experience it as confusion. You'll experience it as co-fusion. In the same way we said, the sooner you define the idea of going inside in a positive way, you won't experience it as depression. You'll experience it as compression, a very natural creative state. You just have to start using your imagination to define these things in a way that works for you instead of continuing to accept other people's definitions for things that don't work for you. You understand?
Yeah.
Does this help you?
Yes.
Do you feel freer in this conversation?
Yeah.
Well, the only thing that's changed is the definitions.
Right.
So when you change your definitions to ones that are more aligned with your true self, you will feel freer and you'll know how to behave and you'll know how to act and you will take action on those things that allow you to feel more free, that are expressions of your freedom. And it won't matter what anyone else thinks because you will understand that if you are really doing the best you can, and if you're really staying aligned with your highest vibration out of unconditional love for yourself, then you will be acting as an example for others. And if they reject you, it's just an opportunity for them to be as strong, be as brave, be as courageous, and see in you an example to get in touch with those things within themselves that could also allow them to experience a life of joy as you also have chosen. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that's the most loving thing you can do for them.
Got it.
Does that help you?
Yes. Thank you.
Then sweet dreams to you.
Thank you.
At this timing, we will allow you to take a very short break. We will resume this transmission to guide you through a meditation with your holotope experience. All right.
It's helping people to communicate better between themselves.
All right. Well, thank you for following your excitement.
And I have the feeling that this functional food is helping us to communicate better with you.
It can. Again, it's a permission slip like anything else.
Yes.
It will work for some individuals in that way. Other individuals may need something else. But in general, the concept of food on your planet is one of the overall collective automatic agreements that you've all agreed, generally speaking, to play with. So there will be certain similar results for all of you, at least on the level that you've all agreed food will affect you.
Yes, I understand that.
All right. So thank you for playing with that particular archetypal idea within the collective agreement.
Okay. Also, this is a different subject.
Oh, all right.
I remember that I had a physical body on planet Earth when Jesus was here, so I had the opportunity to meet this entity when he has his physical body here.
All right. And so how do you use this information? How do you apply that energy and that knowledge in this particular incarnation?
Yes, I'm going to tell you.
Well, thank you.
Now I have some spiritual guides with me, and one of them is Kabir. And I would like to know if Kabir is the same entity as Jesus.
No, of course not. Do you understand what the Christ consciousness is?
Yes, I understand it's not a single person.
It is the collective consciousness of your entire reality, expressed through individuals. Now, the guide is connected to some degree vibrationally with the Christ consciousness because that's your focus. Therefore, that vibration serves you for it to be connected in that way. But it would be a misinterpretation to say it is Jesus. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
But the vibration is connected to the collective consciousness you refer to as the Christ consciousness, or the Buddha nature, or the Krishna spirit, all the same thing.
Yes, I understand that.
All right.
Okay, also, what do I need to do to be able to go exterior and visit your ship?
Buy a ticket. That ticket is a particular frequency.
Okay.
If you will match that frequency, which we have given all of you from time to time, and truly focus on it, you will find more ability to connect in more ways with our civilization's vibrational signature. That phone number, as you call it, again, is the black equilateral triangle against the black background, separated from the black background by a deep blue light emanating from behind the black triangle. Focusing and meditating on this particular vibrational image, this vibrational symbol, will start to align your vibrational signature more and more strongly with our particular dimension of existence. Thus, then, you can simply allow from that point forward synchronicity to play its part in allowing you to experience whatever it is you need to experience in perfect timing. But remember, any such agreements, in a sense, and any such appointments, in a sense, have already been made. So you don't need to really wonder or worry about them. If you have made an appointment, if you have made an agreement to have such an experience, the only way you can miss that appointment is by spending time worrying that you'll miss the appointment. If you just get on about your life and live your life to the fullest, acting on your highest excitement, your life will unfold in the way it needs to unfold, and any appointment you have made will be met in perfect timing. So you don't need to have to worry about it or wonder about it at all. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Why, thank you.
I love you, Bashar.
Our unconditional love to you as well.
Good evening.
And to you, good day.
The same to you.
Thank you.
This is my first evening here.
This is my first evening with you.
Yes, and I'm loving every minute of it.
We are loving every nanosecond of it.
Thank you. I may ask a question that has already been answered, but
that does not matter.
Okay. I'm definitely going to have to buy the DVD and hear this a number of times.
If you insist.
Yes. You talked about going higher.
Yes.
And like you said, everything we've ever learned about going within has always been down, 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 and I agree. So I guess hypnotherapy's out.
No, no, no. You just have to understand what it's actually doing. Even though you are told that you're actually going deeper, what hypnotherapy can actually help you do is go higher. You just have to ignore the nomenclature and understand what's really happening. Hypnotherapy is actually relaxing your focus in physical reality and allowing your consciousness to expand to higher and higher levels, even though people may be using terminology that says you're going down, you actually are going up. So it's not that the tool itself needs to be abandoned, you just need to have a different understanding of it when you utilize it. You follow?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Excellent. And also, I've been experiencing a lot of depression and
compression.
Okay, compression.
Why did I change the definition?
I'm not quite sure.
Sure you are. How does the definition depression make you feel? Depressed. How does the definition compression make you feel?
Confused.
All right. That's actually beneficial. That's actually beneficial because what is confusion? Co-fusion. You are unlocking from your previous definition, but you don't yet know what definition you're heading toward. You are co-fused.
Okay.
This is what it's all about. You must understand this is the most important principle about physical reality experience manifestation. How you define your reality is what you experience. Literally, because all things in physical reality are fundamentally neutral. They have no built-in meaning at all. You are designed to give life meaning. You are designed to give meaning to different circumstances and situations. That's the gift, that's the power you have been given by creation as a co-creator. The meaning you give to something determines the effect you get out of it. Again, this is just physics. It's what we call the third law of creation. What you put out is what you get back. It's just like a reflection in the mirror. Physical reality is, in a sense, a mirror. And if you see in the mirror that your face is frowning, you don't go over to the mirror and try to make the reflection smile. The only way to make the reflection smile is for you to decide to smile first. You understand?
Yes, I do.
So if you define the experience you're having as compression instead of depression, you'll understand that it is actually a very natural response to when you cannot find the answers out there, you go to where you know they are. In here.
Yes.
So you withdraw, you collapse to the 0 point, the neutral point. And when you thus then from that neutral point redefine yourself and finally know what the answers are that you seek, you reemerge, you re-expand as literally, not metaphorically, literally a new person. You understand?
Yes, I do.
And so, when you go through that compression and then go out to the expansion and are a new person, that means that that person has a completely different vibration and a completely different reality in a completely different parallel universe. You understand? And that means that that person has a completely new history and a completely new future. Completely. Literally. Make sense?
It does.
Now, the only question is, are you willing to believe it? And thus, then, by being willing to believe it, as we said last night of your time, the reflection, the mirror, our word in our ancient language, Ili, I-L-L-I, mirror, reflection. Look at the center of the word willing, I-L-L-I, reflection, willingness to allow yourself to know that this is true for you will allow you to experience that it is true for you because that's the definition you give it. Why will it show you that when you give it that definition? Because there is absolutely nothing in existence that can contradict you. You are your own universe. You-niverse. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Is this helping?
Yes, it is.
Are you sure?
I'm working with it.
Oh, all right. Is that fun?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It is.
Thank you.
I'm trying to absorb it.
You are what?
I'm understanding it. It's sinking in.
All right.
I want to ask another question, and you might have already answered it.
We will see.
Higher.
Yes, higher.
Suggestions of going higher. And I mean, I pray.
Excitement, joy, love, creativity.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, I do.
Passion. Those vibrations. Excitement, passion, love, joy, creativity, happiness. Those feelings is your body's physical translation of the vibratory signature that represents your true core, natural, higher vibratory self. So anytime you act on things that contain that energy, you are allowing you to follow the compass needle that points to your true magnetic north. You understand?
Yes, I do.
That keeps you on the path. That's why excitement is the thread you need to follow, not how it looks, not the form it comes in. The idea is that does it contain the highest excitement? Is it the most exciting thing I can act on with the best of my ability at this time with no expectation of what's going to happen? If the answer is yes, do it. Even if it seems not connected to anything else you think it's supposed to be connected to, excitement is what lets you know it is connected. And it will lead you to every other circumstance synchronistically that also will allow for more expansion of your excitement and give you the ability to see the opportunities because you cannot perceive what you're not the vibration of. So if you're not already that state, if you're not already willing to be happy just because that's what you prefer, you will never be capable of actually seeing the opportunities a happy person would see. They'll be invisible to you because only a happy person can see opportunities that are on the happy level. You understand?
Oh, yes.
It's just physics. Really, really, it's just physics. It's all resonance, it's all vibration, it's all frequency. That's all it is. Match the frequency that you prefer, express it in whatever way it represents itself in your physical reality, usually, as we say, as excitement, passion, joy, creativity, love, so on and so forth. Make sense?
It certainly does.
Does this help you?
It certainly does, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? Oh, hey, thank you. Now, once again, we would like to take this opportunity, first of all, to thank each and every one of you, and all of you together collectively, who are participating in the co-creation of this transmission. Once again, each and every time you are willing to participate in this kind of communication, it forms not only a link and a bridge between your world, your frequency, your dimension, your reality, and ours, but also by creating such a link, it creates a new dimension, a new reality, a new vibration that will grow and change and become a space, become a reality in which we can one day both interact more and more directly. So we thank you for the co-creation of this new space, of this new reality in which we all shall together participate. Let us begin this day of your time, this transmission, by calling this communication permission slips. Let us talk about permission slips. What are permission slips? Well, the idea we would like to share with you this day of your time is that many times we hear in conversations with many of you questions and discussions of different kinds of tools, rituals, books, information, and we are often asked, does this tool work? What about this ritual? What is the best way to do this? What is the best way to do that? Now, we have often discussed, of course, the notion that for each and every one of you individually, because each and every one of you is a distinct signature vibration, that obviously whatever tool, ritual, idea, information you attract to yourself is, by definition, at that moment, the one that will work best for you. Because it is keyed, it is matched to your frequency. That's why you attracted it. So even if the very next day you attract something different, if it is that attraction, the product of the change in your frequency, and you trust the synchronicity of your life having brought that to you, then even if it is different than what you were doing the day before, it is at that moment the perfect tool for you, because you attracted it with your frequency, like vibration to like vibration. But in talking about all of these different techniques, tools, rituals, meditations, books, information, what have you, there is something very important to understand about all these things. Be they ideas or artifacts, doesn't matter. What they really simply are permission slips that you give to yourself to be who you are. The power does not exist in those objects, in those rituals. No real effect per se comes from them. Now, we understand, of course, that in physical reality, when something is crystallized in a physical way, of course it has its own attributes. Such things as crystals are obviously representative of certain kinds of energy patterns, yes. But nevertheless, the point is that regardless of what attribute the object or idea or technique or tool itself may have inherently, the idea is that it still doesn't really create any effect within you or do anything for you unless you choose to match the frequency of the idea it symbolizes for you. So you are generating the effect yourself out of your own energy, but what you are doing is you are relying on your belief system, which sometimes can be unconscious, to attract to you the symbol that best reflects the vibration within you, that will allow you permission to be yourself. We understand that many times some of the belief systems and ideas and definitions that you are brought up believing in on your planet will create certain notions and patterns within you that makes it seem as if you do not have the ability to be who you say you wish to be, that there are obstacles or challenges in your way that seem to prevent you sometimes, as we hear it from you, from really becoming the full person you wish to be, from really having the full passionate life you wish to have. This is not empirically true, but we understand that if you have a belief system that says it is that way, then for you it is true. Because even though there is no real empirical physical reality, your experience of physical reality is real. That is the only thing that is real. Experience is the reality, not the reality you think you're experiencing, just the experience itself. And when you gravitate toward, attract yourself to, or attract to you some particular idea of information, some particular technique of delivery, even including this idea of channeling, or some object such as a crystal or some book or some ritual or some meditation, all of those things are just a portion of yourself writing you a permission slip to let you finally be in a space that's safe for you to really express your abilities, to be more of who you are. The things themselves do nothing for you. You are doing it all. But if you feel you need an excuse to do it, a permission slip from the universe to do it, then that's what all of these tools and techniques are for. You attract what reflects the belief system within you that makes it seem as if the technique is giving you the ability to do what you want to do, but you're simply giving it to yourself. You are giving yourself permission through the symbol to be more of who you are. So please remember that when and if, at any time, you have a question in your head, what technique is the best for this? What tool should I use? All the things you're ever going to find, all the things you're ever going to have recommended to you, all the things you're ever going to be attracted to are really nothing more than a variation of a permission slip that you are giving to yourself to reveal to yourself, through the particular symbology of that slip, what kind of pattern exists, or what kind of belief system exists, or what kind of definition exists within your consciousness. And in knowing that, in going into the ritual, in using the tool or the technique with that in mind, you can empower yourself that much more rapidly, that much more powerfully, that much more thoroughly by recognizing that even though you may feel at this moment that you need that tool, need that technique in order to have what you want, in order to be who you wish to be, you can then now at this point understand it is you simply doing this by having given yourself permission to let it be all right in some kind of context that your belief system can relate to, so that you will remove any reason not to be yourself. Now, ultimately, you will understand that if this is what these things are, if they are nothing but permission slips, then certainly, as you grow, as you learn, as you expand, you will realize that any technique, any tool will work, will do the same thing, that they're all valid in that context, they're all equal, one is not better than another, and In general, you will also arrive at a point where you will realize that you don't really need them to simply make a change within yourself just because that's what you wish to do. You will simply shortcut the process, not need the technique, not need the tool. You will simply say, well, I'll just choose. I will just choose to be that way. I will just choose to be that state of being. I don't need any other tool, any other technique, other than the recognition that what I choose will be so. What I choose is up to me. And if I wish to attract a technique or tool to myself because I feel it is fun, because I feel it will give me a reason to do what I wish to do, be who I wish to be, well, all well and good, so be it. But knowing that will eventually eliminate the need for the tool itself. Because you are the primary tool, you are the primary technique. Now, we are going to cover more of the ideas I'm about to speak about in what you call tomorrow's transmission as well. But we're going to lay some foundations here and now for that. The next thing we would like to bring up in connection and in conjunction with this idea of permission slips is how to allow this concept to sink in more deeply and how to form a relationship more clearly and more consciously with what many of you have for a long time called your higher self. This mysterious higher self. Where is it? Don't know. Is he up there? Is she over there? Don't know. How high? This high? This high? Don't know. What is the higher self? Thank you. Let's address this. So you have some definitions to work with, which again are nothing but what? Permission slips. That's all we're delivering here. Everything we say, everything we deliver to you is nothing but another form of permission slip. Take which one works for you. The ones that don't work for you, let them be. Now, let's go into a little bit more detail. Higher self. All right. Most of you are familiar with the idea that you have a physical consciousness, a personality as a physical being that you relate to as yourself, so to speak. But then there is this mysterious idea of the higher self. Simply put, most of you understand, or at least intuit, that the so-called higher self, well, is relatively non-physical. Even more simply put, you could say that there is a vibrational frequency just above physical reality, just beyond physical reality, in which resides what you might refer to as a template for physical reality, or upon which you construct your physical experience. It is in that template level, just beyond the physical threshold, that the higher self exists. Now, please do not confuse the idea of higher self with oversoul or spirit or what have you. Higher self is a specific idea that is like a version of the person you are in physical reality, but a version that has a broader perspective, a broader point of view. It's like having a twin standing on a mountaintop while one is also standing in the valley. And they can communicate with each other. And the higher self can say, I see you walking down the road, and I see that there is, well, a little bit of a ditch up ahead, so if you walk this way and walk that way, you'll avoid it. And the one in the valley going, oh, thank you very much. This is, very simply put, the relationship between the two. It is you with a higher perspective, a broader perspective, a bigger picture, without the complications that can arise from the personality construct's belief system. So the higher self is like a guiding principle, a governing principle, so to speak, that is a part of your complex as a person, but is the non-physical component that acts as the conduit to even higher versions of your soul, of your being, of your spirit. but also acts as the intermediary between those higher levels and the physical personality construct, and can distill information from the higher spirit and soul over soul levels in a way that your personality can understand. So the higher self functions like a translator, taking the information from the higher levels and bringing it down to earth in a way that can communicate to the personality effectively. However, because of some of the belief systems that exist within the personality structure on your planet, there has been confusion as to exactly how to form a clear communication line to the higher self. So let's make something very, very clear. This may sound a little bit surprising, but that's all right. Surprises are good. There are 3 levels here in this idea. It might surprise you to know, as personality constructs, as physical minds, you do not conceive of any ideas. What do I mean? The personality does not conceive of concepts. It perceives concepts. It does not conceive them. Here are the 3 levels. The higher self conceives. The physical brain receives. The personality mind perceives. That's all it does. Any idea, any inspiration, any imagination you have ever had doesn't come from the physical mind portion of you. It comes from the higher self portion of you, through the receiver, the brain, and is translated by the brain into a vibration that the physical mind then perceives as a reflected reality. One more time, because this is crucial to understand. You don't conceive of any ideas as a physical mind. That's not what the physical mind is designed to do. It cannot create ideas. It can only perceive the result of an idea from the higher self. Now, this may sound at first somewhat limiting, but in fact, it's very, very freeing, because you can all stop thinking. You can all stop thinking you're in charge. You can all stop thinking you have to think of everything. You can all stop thinking that you're the one guiding the ship. You're not. You are just looking at the road. You're just experiencing the path that you, the whole you, is creating. But the reason you get into trouble, the reason you feel stuck as a physical mind, is because you've been taught to believe that the physical mind is the one coming up with all this stuff. And it's not. So when you try to manipulate it, it doesn't work, because the physical mind is not designed to actually create those concepts. It is only designed to perceive the effect of the creation of those concepts through the receiver, the physical brain. Now, here's also what happens. And again, this is an important distinction. Physical mind cannot perceive how something happens. It can only perceive how something happened. One more time. It's a very important distinction, and I'll explain. Physical mind does not have the capacity to perceive how something happens. It can only perceive how something happened. But because the physical mind thinks it's coming up with these things. It then takes what happened and assumes that that's how things happen. And it's not. It's only what happened that time. And it thinks, well, if I do that again, I can make this happen, I can make that happen. No. You might get some degree of repetitional success with that philosophy, but it will never go beyond the parameters of what you observed in that particular happenstance. Because what happened was designed to allow that particular thing to happen. And that particular thing doesn't necessarily require the same ingredients as something else. So when you may want something else to happen, when you may want to expand on what happened, you cannot use the same ingredients that made that happen, because then all you'll do is repeat the cycle and wonder why you're not getting anywhere. You have to allow the connection to your own higher self to be the one that will allow you to experience the reality that comes from the higher self, because the higher self is the only part of you that actually knows how things happen, because it's on the mountaintop. It has the broader perspective. It can see what's coming. It can orchestrate. You're in the valley as a physical being. From the physical perspective, your view is somewhat limited. But the idea is it doesn't matter. As we will discuss and point out, and as many of you have heard in The Secret, all you really need to do, to use the analogy they use of driving your car, is see the road just a few hundred feet ahead. You don't have to see the road all the way from your beginning to your destination. That's the higher self's point of view. So you don't have to know exactly how you're going to get there. All you need to know as the physical side of the personality mind is where you're at right now. The higher self will tell you, keep going. Turn left. Turn right. You're going to get there quicker this way. You're going to get there quicker that way. You need to stop for now. You need to take a rest. You need to take a bathroom break. Then get back in your car and keep going. That comes from the higher self portion of the total being that you are as a person, as a persona. But the physical mind aspect of the personality does not have the capacity to understand how things happen. So, stop trying to figure it out, because you never will as a physical person. Only as a higher self expression, when you are in communication and allowing that communication to occur, will you then be able to take advantage of knowing how it's going to happen, but the physical mind will not know how it's going to happen. This is using the invisible to your advantage. And this is why you talk about such things as, well, you just have to take it on faith. No, you don't. It's really about knowing and understanding the nature of your actual existence, understanding the structure of the relationship, understanding how it is you have arranged yourself as a consciousness, and then simply using it in the same way that you use a telephone, a light switch, or any other device. It's simply a matter of understanding the nature of it, and then taking advantage of using the nature of it, and using the power of the invisible, because it's very, very solid. Just because your physical mind can't perceive it, can't perceive the how of it, and how this is all happening, doesn't mean it cannot receive the benefit of how it's all happening. But in order to really do that as fully as you possibly can, you must drop the assertion and the assumption that the physical mind needs to know how everything works. Because it never, ever will. It's not designed to. And this allows you to lighten up your load, stop carrying so much baggage, stop trying to do your higher self's job, and just do your own. That's why so many of you are so tired when you are trying to do certain things in a certain way, it's because you're trying to do a job you weren't designed to do. That's exhausting. Stop. You were not hired to do that job. Your higher self already has the job, and it's working for you perfectly. Work with it. Work with it. Not against it, by trying to do the job it was designed to do. Just do the job you were designed to do, which is perceive what has happened and allow yourself to know that what has happened can be used by you to your advantage by maintaining positive meaning from your belief system into it. Allowing yourself to do that as physical mind is what will keep the communication lines open. Acting on your passion, acting on your excitement, always putting positive meaning into whatever happens is what will keep the lines open to your higher self to receive the communication, to know that you can take the next step, and the next step, and the next step, and the next step, because whatever it is that does happen will always allow you to take the next step. No matter what it is, as long as you relate to it in the appropriate way as a physical mind, and don't attempt to relate to it in an inappropriate way as a higher mind yourself. Let the higher mind come through you and relate to it, but don't try to do the higher mind's job for it. It will always, always be difficult for you to do because you're not designed to do that. So again, higher self conceives. Physical brain receives. Physical mind perceives. That's it. That is the totality of your persona in physical reality, with this connection to the level just above, vibrationally just above, what you call solid and tangible reality. Now, of course, to your oversoul, to your spirit, the higher self is actually quite solid, quite physicalized, quite a bit more dense vibrationally than you are when you are on the higher spirit level, on the oversoul level. It is, again, just above what you call the frequency of physical reality. We will go into this, as we say, in more detail, in more depth, tomorrow of your time. Also, what we will go into in more depth and in more detail tomorrow of your time is the concept that we have talked about many times, and you have heard from other places many times, but which we will now deliver in a different way. The concept of the difference between state of being and circumstances. And again, this ties into what we are saying. In a nutshell, as you say, the idea is to understand, as we have said in other ways, that circumstances do not determine your state of being. Your state of being determines your circumstances. Now, what's key here, though, is to understand once again that because of the way the personality mind has been taught to think of its job, it will often hear that statement as, oh, well then, if I get into this state of being, I will create circumstances that will be exactly reflective of what I prefer. And if I don't see those, something's wrong. This is what must be avoided, is the assumption that circumstances, that the appearance of circumstances mean anything. Again, remember, they are neutral. It's what you put into them from the state of being you choose to be in that determines the effect of the state of being of your life, the quality of who you are, the level of your passion, not what the reflection looks like. So, taking this a step further, beyond the idea, beyond the mechanistic connective statement of it's not circumstances that determine your state of being, it's state of being that determines your circumstances. Taking it a step further, you could actually help break that connection that doesn't serve you by restating this idea in a more definitive way. Circumstances don't matter. Only state of being matters. Circumstances don't matter. Only state of being matters. Now listen to the way that translates in your language. Circumstances don't matter. Don't materialize things. Only your state of being matters, materializes things. So, circumstances don't matter. Only, underline, 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 only your state of being matters. Big, fat, period. Exclamation point. Close quotes.